Hi, I'm back. I'm on the road. I just came back from oh my god, people walking by. I don't care about nobody, but I had just came back from maybe like a couple of hours ago. Came back from walking on the trail with my homegirl, and we decided to walk we've been walking, but then we stopped. But she continued on walking this same trail. I just particularly haven't. But maybe sometime last week we decided to walk again. Well, I decided to walk with her. So, we just talking as we usually do. We spiritual. Like all my people that I'm like, most of my people, majority of my people, because I don't have a big circle, and the circle that I do have, we witchy as hell. We just witchy. We would be considered outcast or weird because we don't be talking about normal shit. We don't be experiencing normal shit. It just be so different. Like we are like on a different level. So, during this whole time, me and her dreams have been syncing up a little bit with some things when it came to she dreamed of a snake shed, picking up a snake shed in like a field or on a path, and I had a dream about a snake as well. So while we walking on this trail, we see a dead snake in the road. And it brought us back to our dream, even though we were speaking about this dream like it was a dead snake in our path. I was like, I don't know about that. I'm the spiritual person that be like, I be knowing that it be like spiritual stuff, but I be like, I don't know about that. I be still kind of like freaked out a little bit, but not really. I be excited, but I just, I don't like snakes. So, we walked past it and she said, "Come back, sis." I'm like, okay. She stands there and she's like, she steps over and she said, "Come on." And I was like, "You want me to step over it?" Me too. She was like, "Yes, come on." So I stepped over it. And then, we started talking. We was talking about what the serpent represents and who that could be. And I said Damballa. Damballa is a Haitian spirit. Or Loa. I'm so sorry, Damballa. He is a Haitian Loa who is known as the Great White Serpent. He sits on a throne. He's somewhat like Obatala in African Ifa system, or the Orishas. And a lot of times I say they're the same, but don't get me to lying, because I ain't no expert, but I do be feeling like it be the same energies. They just have the ability to transform and adapt to where they're being migrated to. But that's just my theory, and I ain't no expert. I just be tapping in sometimes. So, we thinking it's Damballa, and she was like, when she got, once we finished the walk, we got to her house, and she said, "It's him." I said, "Girl, that's not Damballa. That's Shiva." And she was saying that she felt somebody on her left shoulder, and she felt somebody was walking with us. So I'm like, that's interesting. Shiva, why would it be Shiva? And the crazy thing is, the next day we go to get herbs from a place where we get herbs, and we see a huge ass picture of Shiva on the wall. I'm like, girl, it is Shiva. So we had got confirmation that Shiva was trying to make contact. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm driving. I'm not looking at the camera, but I want to express this while I'm on the road in my vehicle. Maybe y'all can't hear me. I got the windows down. I'm so ghetto. I don't care. Let me turn turn the air on a little bit because I ain't about to be suffering. So, yeah, you know, today was a completely different day. For whatever reason, I just felt like I didn't eat yesterday. I ate a cookie yesterday. Well, I know why. I've kind of lost my appetite around what's going on in my life right now. But I understand that what's going on in my life is change, and I'm ready for it. But I still kind of got sick to my stomach and lost my appetite. The thing with that is, Spirit has been telling me to fast. And I'm like, okay, Spirit, I'll fast. You know, like, I will fast. But I'm still trying to make excuses around fasting and, you know, completely, like, you know, when it comes to eating and stuff like that, I'm still eating food, you know, saying that I'm fasting. Not really, but, you know, I'll probably eat a meal, but I felt like Spirit wanted me to abstain from food completely. So it's crazy because yesterday and the day before, yesterday and today, there was a feeling of, sorry, I just passed the cops. Oh my God. I'm straight on these roads, but like, I got PTSD, y'all. I got PTSD. I got pulled over too many times. One of the last times I got pulled over, I actually went to jail because I had a warrant for my arrest, a bench warrant, because it was something so petty. It was a ticket that I didn't show up for in court. But long story short, I beat that, you know. I ain't had no fines attached to that. Like, Spirit was really with me. Like, they dismissed it. They dismissed it. But that's a different story. Right now, we talking about this, you know, Shiva energy. So today we go walking. I got my waist trainer with the little thigh slimmers attached to it. I had on it's hot too. I about to say, girl, look, I'm talking to my girls. Hey, no, I'm just playing. But I had on like a little crop top. It was like very cropped hoodie, just so I could sweat. I had my waist trainer on with the thigh slimmers, and I was ready to go. The thing is, we decided to walk. This was like a 5-mile walk. I barely drank water today. I didn't eat nothing for the past 2 days other than a cookie. You know, so I was like, I thought I had it. I was feeling good. I was ready. We started off strong. But on the way back, I started getting dizzy. It was like heat exhaustion. Like, I started overheating. So I started coming up out my clothes. And I started getting weak and faint. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I kept apologizing to my friend. Like, I am so sorry I did this. I'm sorry I'm slowing this down. I should have ate something. You know, I should have, you know, considered that. You know, I'm about to walk for a long distance. I should have drunk more water. You know, I'm telling her all of this. She was like, you know, stop apologizing, sis. You know, now you know. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Now I know. So she was like, we on our way coming back, because we turned around. And that's once we turned around, that's when I started feeling kind of, you know, like I was gonna pass out or something. On the trail that we walked, there's like very small streams of water. It's not like, you know, it's like in like the grooves where the water can flow. She was like, come on, sis, let me just, like, come here, let me just cool you down. And so she grabbed some of the water from the stream, like it was like a very small stream, and started pouring it over me, pouring it over my head, pouring it on my back, trying to cool me down. And I'm like, and you know, my friend, she's super powerful. She holds the energy of water, like Yemaya and Mommy Waters. Her energy is strong, so she got into her little into her mambo energy, and she started cooling me down, and it helped. And she had to do that a couple of times. And I you know, we tried to make it to a place where I could actually sit down, because I kept stopping to gain my composure, because I was feeling super weak. I was feeling lightheaded. My heart almost felt like it was racing a little bit. I was afraid and trying to keep myself calm. Like, I didn't want my heart to like start racing, because, you know, me being dehydrated and stuff like that, I felt my muscles twitching. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I could do it, you know. Like, the whole point was to like, and before we started this walk, we decided to go, you know, further. She's used to that, you know, the distance that we walk, but I wanted to do it, and I wasn't prepared for it, you know. But Spirit was with me on this walk, because we sat down. Okay, this is what happened. I was like, okay, so this is what happened. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still a little discombobulated a little bit. Disoriented, but it's all good. So, what happened? Oh yeah, she was like, I'm gonna ask somebody if they got water, sis. You know, I was like, no, you don't have to do that. She was like, okay, I'm gonna ask, because if you need water, you need water. So we stopped on the trail, because I kept stopping. I was weak, and it was just like, I felt like I was gonna pass out. So she stops, like she sees people around, and she's like, excuse me. Oh, what am I doing? What are y'all doing? Oh my God, I'm sorry. This car was tripping in front of me. I don't know if I want to get behind you. Even though I'm behind you, you might start backing up. Oh, the license plate is 888. Oh my God, y'all. The license plate says 888. The last 3 numbers on the back, I received that. It was going crazy. That car was like, woo, woo. Anyway, see, Spirit been trying to get my attention. For real. So, you know, she's asking, like, people walking by, do they have water? And this Indian man walks up, and he says, I have water. I'm like, I didn't pay that no mind. And like, he gave me his water, and like, the first thing in my mind is like, oh my God, I am not drinking that man's water. Ugh. Oh my God, that is so nasty. But when you in survival mode, that shit don't matter. Like, and I had to tell myself, like, go ahead and drink the water, Nicole. Just drink the water. So I drank the water, and like, in my mind, I'm tripping, like, what does this man have? Oh my God, this water is warm. He didn't spit in this water. Oh my God. You know, like, I'm tripping. But it helped. It really did help. And as we continue on our journey, like, it was a journey, y'all. As we continue on our walk, it hit us like, oh my God, that man was Indian. And you did say Shiva was walking on this trail with us. So we got super excited, like, oh my God, that was Shiva. He, you know, because she specifically said that day, the previous day, that she felt Shiva. She felt like somebody was walking with us. It's so many details to this story that explains, like, that, what word do I want to use? That confirms that Shiva was walking with us. So this man gives me water. I pour it on me, and I drank some. And as we continue to walk, I started throwing up. I don't know if I started I don't know if I started throwing up because I drunk that man water and it was like getting to my head. But then again, I felt like I was releasing like spirits or something like that. I felt like I was like releasing spirits. And the crazy thing about that is because yesterday, I was telling my son, like trying to get him together, get him in order, get his behavior together. I was telling him, like having him hold his arms up, and he was just crying. He was crying. I'm like, this is like a tough form of discipline, but we, for whatever reason, we need like a tougher form of discipline. Like, we hard-headed people, me and my offsprings, not all of them. My girls are straight, but it's like my masculine energy can be very rebellious, and that's the offspring of me. And the man that I attract, he is rebellious. So my son, I was like, let me get him together because I need him to be strong. So anytime he was out of order, I would make him, I would give him chances, but I was teaching him while I was doing this. So it wasn't out of anger. It was like, I'm going to teach you, son, and you're going to learn what it feels like to learn the normal way and what it feels like to learn under stress. Because when you're under stress, you can't think and you can't remember. So let me show you. Like, I just kept showing him, and he had to keep holding his arms up throughout the whole day. Every time he messed up, he had to hold his arms up. So in this one episode where he was holding his arms up, he was like having almost a breakdown. Oh, mommy, I want to put my arms down. I want to put my arms down. I'm like, just answer the question. That's how you get. And I said, son, don't focus on the pain. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on the answer. I need you to think in this extreme pain. Think, what is the answer to get yourself out of this position? What is your answer? I said, don't focus on the pain. So he started having a whole tantrum. Still arms up, kicking, stomping. I'm like, growling. He was like, I'm like, see, I'm exercising them demons out of you. I'm exercising. This is a real exorcism, because he was exercising. Like, I was getting him strong, and he was like getting ready to throw up, and I'm like, yep, I'm getting ready to I'm exercising them demons out of you. And so it was crazy, because today, that's exactly how I felt. Like, I felt like I was pushing myself to become stronger. And after drinking that man's water, which I believe was blessed by Shiva himself, that was Shiva. That was Shiva energy, yo. That was Shiva. I drank that man's water, I started throwing up. But it wasn't like I was throwing the water up. It was like I was throwing up like white, foamy spit. And in Christianity, when they do deliverance, that's what they say the spirits look like when they come out of your body. So I said that's what that was. So we keep on going. We sit down. Finally, we get to a place where we can sit down at a bench. And by the way, we walked almost 5.5 miles. That might not be nothing to some people, but in those type of conditions, that was like a 2.5 mile walk back. And I was like, oh my God, like, why did I do this to myself? Why did I set myself up for failure? So we get to a place where we can sit down, we chill, and then we get back walking. And I kept having to stop because I kept getting dizzy, lightheaded, starting to see colors. And then I was like, oh, sis, I can't make it to the next bench. I need to sit down. So I sat down on the ground. This white man rides past me, and he was like, are you okay? And I was like, my friend speaking on my behalf, and I'm speaking. I'm like, yeah, I just got overheated. I'm trying to get myself together. And he's like, I got some water for you. here, take it. It's not much, but you know, you can have it. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, why are people offering me their water? It was like a white older man on a bike. And I was like, thank you. And I took it. And he just stayed with us for a while to make sure, like, he had ice in his water. The first man, his water was warm. His water was warm, but I am so thankful. Like, I was like, thank you. Thank you. But the second guy, his water was so cold. He had ice in it. And I'm just, you know, like, okay, I drank this first man's water. I might as well drink this water too. And it was cold. So I was like, okay. He was like, have the rest of it. Just make sure that you straight. So another man stops, and it was an Indian man. Like, to be honest, we rarely see Indian people on this trail. Like, natives of India. We rarely see natives or Indians on this trail. But another man stopped, and he was asking me if I was okay, you know, making sure that I was straight, and, you know, just being a concerned civilian. It was just interesting. Like, it was like another Indian man. And as they left, I was still sitting. I was like holding my ice because he had ice in there. I had ice in my mouth, ice in my hands, and just getting myself together. And I was like, you know, I'm thankful because, like, normally I don't drink behind people. That's like the major thing there. But I felt like the first guy, like even both of them, I felt like that water was blessed. That water was so blessed because I threw up immediately after that, and I kept spitting, and I felt like, you know, Shiva was coming to destroy what was no longer needed within me. It was like he was cleansing me. So I'm still sitting on the ground. My friend, she's like, okay, girl, you okay, sis? You know, just get yourself together, you know. So I sat there a little bit longer, and a black lady walks by with a staff in her hand, and she walks up to me, or walks up to my friend, approaches us, and she pulls a unopened bottle of water out of her bag and said, "This was for you." I didn't hear her say that because I was disoriented, but my friend heard her say that. I was like, really? She said that was her specific word. She said that was her specific word, sis. I'm like, wow. So, you know, and the crazy thing is, my sister, she is a mother of water. So when she started like cleansing, like I say cleanse, I keep saying cleansing, but cooling me down with the water from the stream, it felt like she was calling more water to help me. And I put it out there. I was like, man, I really wish, I hope I run into somebody who got a whole bottle of water. And lo and behold, this lady walks up to me with a bottle of water. I'm like, okay, spirit. So that was like my experience with Shiva being there. And amongst the white man, I felt his energy to be like that of Jesus. People, you know, especially us melanated people who have woke up consciously, we don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Jesus, but that was Jesus' energy. I know Jesus' energy. That was Jesus' energy. It was just like a whole bunch of friendly, helpful people on that path today. And before it started, we see grapes. It looked like grapes that were on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, girl, you remember? I was like, girl, you remember I said there's some grapes along this path? And she was like, you did say that. I was like, yeah. I was like, where are those coming from? So we couldn't find them, but we see like grapes on the ground, or like like purple. I thought they were blueberries, but she picked one up and squoze it, and it was white on the inside, like the muscadine grapes. So on our way back, we passed the same spot with the fruit on the ground, and we looked up, because we looked up before, we didn't see nothing. We looked up and there was fruit on the in the tree, like on vines or something like that. So we was like kind of like amazed that we saw it, because we didn't see it before. And when all was said and done, I got myself together, got a smoothie, a protein smoothie to, you know, put nourishment in my body. We started looking up information on Shiva, and Shiva, like, I was reading what this lady, like, in the Google search, it came up, how do you know that Shiva walks with you? I was like, oh my fucking God, you said Shiva walked with us. So I, you know, clicked on the link, or the whatever it's called. I clicked on it, and it pulled up, you know, a site, like a forum, and I started reading everybody's answer. And one particular person was saying that, you know, they came across a tree that had fruit on it after coming in contact with Shiva, and everything that Shiva did for that person, like remove that the bad emotions, the anger, the ego, jealousy. And this was stuff that we were talking about on the trail, because I finally admitted to myself that when it comes to sharing, I don't share. I don't like to share. I'm selfish. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't like to share, but certain things that are special to me, I don't like sharing them. Also, I'm a jealous lover. So I had to admit that to myself, because at one point in my life, I was like, you know, I'm not jealous, but I am. I'm a very jealous lover, and I finally admitted it and said it. So I felt like when I had threw up, I was like releasing all that energy, because after I did that, I was able, like, without even knowing what Shiva had did in that moment, I felt the need to text my twin flame, and just because we're going through a situation right now, because things are changing, and Spirit's been telling me to let go, because we're both on our own separate journey, and we got to transform individually. So I sent him a text message explaining to him, although, you know, it hurts, I understand where you are, and, you know, I'm not capable of doing that for you, and I know what you know, what's best for you and your family. So I didn't feel no type of way. I just was like, it felt like a relief saying that. Like, normally I wouldn't have been in that energy. I would have been in my ego still, but I didn't feel the need to be in my ego, y'all. I was like, I released it, and it felt so good. But once I started reading more about Shiva, I was like, oh my God, Shiva blessed us. Like, Shiva really fucks with us. Shiva loves us, and Shiva helped me to change my perspective on the situation that I had going on in my life. I'm turning extra so yeah, that was like, I know, like, that was kind of like all over the place a little bit, because I'm still a little disoriented, but I kind of wanted to get that out. I'm on my way home finally. It's late. I need to shower and relax. So that is all, you guys. I just wanted to say that, you know, by my experience with Shiva. So yeah, Shiva fuck with us. You know, Shiva fucks with us for sure. I would have never thought or imagined that Shiva would come like he did. Like, the Loas be coming, the Orishas be coming, but I wasn't expecting Shiva. I know, like, the more feminine goddesses come, like Kali and stuff like that, and Ganesh. Like, oh y'all, just recently I did a reading on my other page and Ganesh came up. So it's like, I don't know what this change of energy is when it comes to like the Hindu deities, but it's very interesting, and I'm thankful for Shiva. I feel like I'm about to go through a whole transformation here in my thinking. Like I'm going through detachment. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. So that was me just sharing, and until next time.